With Google releasing its first major chip in Tensor G1 on the Pixel 6 Pro in 2021, how is it holding up 3 generations later with the Tensor G3 and the Pixel 8 Pro? I'm Mega the Tech Guy, and let's find out. The Pixel 8 Pro may well be the smartest smartphone to ever exist on this planet, even here about a month later after its release. It is a beautifully stunning device in its hardware, along with its software this time around. I'm loving the visor and how they've kind of come into their own maturity from the Pixel 7 Pro to the Pixel 8 Pro here. They look very similar. That's how all these brands are with like Samsung and their current designs. If you look at their devices from last year in 2022 to 2023, they clearly have done the same exact thing, where they've just given you a mild iteration on their previous design, and it's just very mature. That's where we're at in the state of phones and these rectangle slabs we have here. They're all looking very similar. There's only so much you can do, and Pixel's standing out with their visors in my opinion, so I'm really glad that they decided to keep that and give you this really nice look, a very futuristic look, if I may say. So I'm happy they stuck with that. Build quality on this device, immaculate. On this device you're getting a nice matte finish, which I'm very much enjoying. It doesn't really show fingerprints as much as you would think it would. It holds up very well in the hand. It's a very weighty device. You're getting a very nice weight, and I very much enjoy this device as a whole when you're using it in the user experience in your hands. And like I said, those cameras are very beautiful. You're getting 3 lenses, one of them being a zoom lens. With the cameras, you're getting a really nice triple camera setup here with a flash. And also, if you notice, there's a temperature sensor on the back, which I believe they were trying to do so that you could actually use it on humans, but clearly they didn't provide that in the software, which, you know, that's okay that they didn't do that, but that's a whole nother part of this video. My point here is that altogether this makes the perfect build quality package in my opinion. I think you're going to love how this phone feels in the hand. It's no slouch in that department. You're going to enjoy holding it, using it, typing on it, especially with a flat display, that beautiful display that it has. This has a nice flat display. I'm glad that they went away from the curved displays as on the previous Pixel 7 Pro and the Pixel 6 Pro, although they are really nice and they look really great bleeding over the edge, so you're getting really thin bezels. It looks like an all-screen display aside from the punch hole inside the display. It has a beautiful 6.7-inch 1334 by 2992 display, which is really nice. Like I said, because it's flat, it's LTPO, so it does go down from 1 Hz all the way up to 120 Hz. You do not get that on the other Pixel 8, but the 8 Pro only. This display is nothing to scoff at. This is something that you will definitely love using day to day. It's top tier in my opinion, matches all the other flagships on the market, including the Samsungs. So if you're worried about the Pixel 8 Pro's display not matching up to any of these normal $1,000 flagship phones, I'm here to gladly tell you that it is no slouch in that department either. It's going to hold up for you. All in all, the Pixel 8 Pro has a wonderful build quality, display, side rails, back of the phone, colorways, great build no matter which way you go with it. If you're going with the blue one, which is the bay color, or the black one that I have here, the matte black. I think the blue one is my favorite, but I'm glad that I got the black one here. It's very discreet, it's very mature, and it's a go for me in that department. The biggest area where the Pixel 8 Pro shines is in its software. The software on this device is running Android 14, so the latest Android 14 that you're getting on this device, which, again, you know, top tier, you can't really complain there. It's vanilla Android. It's what Google intends to be on a device. You're getting no lack of features here where you're able to manipulate video and photos and give yourself these photos that aren't exactly real anymore. And again, MKBHD has a whole video on that, on how basically we're not making reality anymore. It's artificial at this point. AI is what is attacking with this device, and it's hammering that home. It has been since they really started making the Pixels in general, is to be the software experience that Google really intends, not with the highest end, most bleeding edge specs. Again, this device has 12 gigs of RAM, which is nice, with the Tensor G3, which is more in line with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which again, that's from a flagship processor from last year. And when I do play the games, I feel like it does lack a little bit more in that department. It's probably more on par with the 8 Gen 1 as far as it goes with the CPU, but not as much as the GPU, because I have played games on this and, tried to really tax it, and you can notice slowdowns. So I just want that to be noted, that this is more of a premium mid-range device in terms of specs. That's a little bit of a bummer in my opinion, is that for the software experience and all that it has and everything that you can do camera-wise with the AI, photo manipulation, the best shot, and all of that they've accumulated into these devices, auto listening for music. When you put it all together in a package, yeah, it's great, but you're really getting a premium mid-range device. You're not really getting a flagship experience in that regard for me, which is a bummer because I think the device is really nice, and when you're doing day-to-day, like going on social media apps like your TikTok and all that stuff, you're not really going to notice it. But when you start to tax it, opening up a bunch of apps and doing things, the RAM can handle it, but you can tell that the GPU can't handle it as well. So in terms of fluidity and everything that you're using the phone for, most of the time I don't think that the average user who's trying to pick up a Pixel 8 Pro may see a huge decline in that, but if you are a power user, that is something to be wary of. So if you are like me and you are a power user with your phone, I don't think the Pixel 8 Pro would be the device that I would choose. And it's just, unless you really need the best shots and the AI photo manipulation and all that stuff, that all the AI goodness that is built into Android 14 on the Pixel devices, then steer clear of this device in that regard. The problem with me more so is in the price. So you're paying $1,000 pretty much for this device. So it is a flagship price, but you're getting last year's flagship specs. And in the GPU department, you're actually getting it a little bit lower. So again, it's a mixed bag. You're getting a premium mid-range device, because the Nothing Phone 2 actually has the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. So for $600. So you're looking at this weird price point that the Pixel 8 Pro I think is aimed and targeted at. And so for software experience, yeah, it has all of those things, but when you start to really tax this phone, you can feel it. And I haven't been able to feel that in a phone for a very long time, including with my OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition, which came out in 2019 and has a Snapdragon 855 Plus. So if that phone doesn't really stutter for me, but then I get to the Pixel 8 Pro and it starts to stutter, and that becomes a huge issue for me. Like, why you're paying $1,000 for a device, it's a premium phone. Why would I choose this over a phone that could be much cheaper, or even an older flagship that may stand the test of time better than this software experience? In that regard, I'm a little shaky on recommending it. The build quality is great there, but once you start to get into all the meat and potatoes of using this device, that's where I have the hugest problem. Is the experience isn't flagship in regards to what you get to do for a power user. So steer clear if you're a power user, but if you're an everyday average user and you can get a good deal on this device via your carrier or maybe a flash deal, which I did. I got it on a flash deal for $400. So if you can find it for a really good price, then yeah, go for it all day, because if you can get it at a mid-range price point, then yeah, this is exactly what you're going to expect. But if you're paying $1,000, get another device. Go get yourself a Samsung. Go get yourself a OnePlus for even cheaper. Go get yourself something that isn't this. And yeah, when you put everything together into Android 14, and when this device is built upon the fact that it's mainly software and not so much hardware, you would like that to be a flagship experience. So at the end of the day, again, power user, don't go for this phone. Everyday user, consider it if you can find it at a moderate price point. So yeah, that's what I'll say in regards to the software and day-to-day use of this experience. Let's talk about the cameras. Pixel's really great with their processing on their cameras. I think that is where they shine more than their day-to-day experience, is in these cameras. You're getting a wide, ultra wide, and a 5x optical zoom lens, which is great. Again, optical zoom and the pictures it can take with all three of those lenses, it's fantastic. That is the most flagship thing about this device, is its cameras. You're getting great cameras, great processing from Google. What more could you honestly want? There's plenty of pictures you can see on the internet from MKBHD and all those people to showcase what photos you're going to get in this regard. I'll maybe put down the link in the description to see a list of photos and from this device from other creators who are a bit more conscious in that regard. So be on the lookout for that in the description. But the overall camera experience is good, and then it's a little botched with the fact that, again, it's a more premium mid-range than it is a flagship, so you do feel that when you're taking photos, and there's a little bit of a lag where I don't think there should be lag. So that part of it is a little bit sad, but the remainder of the experience, once you take the photos and you process them and then you're able to edit them, like clicking on a person and dragging them into a completely different part of the photo, or tapping on people's faces and changing their faces out, those are the really deep experiences that you're going to love when the photo is actually done. Because again, processing of those photos and the maneuverability of that is not as seamless as Google has made it out to be. So you're really looking at the end result and not how long it takes to get there. If you guys are looking for a really good overall photo taking experience, this may not be your guy, but the end result is going to be flagship tier. You're going to go against the Samsungs, you're going to go against the OnePluses and all the other devices out there that have really fantastic cameras. So in that regard, the camera is a go. Software kind of beats it up a little bit, but cameras, AI photos, AI everything. They've thrown it into the camera, everything in the kitchen sink to give you guys the best results at the end that you can post anywhere on social media or wherever you want to. And you can even edit them to your heart's content to make them look as great as you want everybody to see as you showcase on the internet. So for the cameras, it's definitely a go in that department. Let's talk about gaming. So gaming on the Pixel 8 Pro isn't terrible. I have footage of me playing Fortnite on the device. This is my son's device, as a full disclaimer, so he likes to game. So he has a ton of games on here that you can play, like Subway Surfer, all that stuff, Fruit Ninja, Fortnite, and all that stuff. It definitely runs the lower end games really well, so you're not going to notice any hiccups or anything in that regard. But once you start playing games like Fortnite and Genshin Impact, that's where you're going to see the most hiccups. I did see some lag and some issues when I was playing those games, and the phone started to heat up a bit. So like I said in the previous software part of the video, they lack that way. The GPU isn't as strong, so you can notice it when you're playing games. And that's even in regards to me playing on my OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition with the Snapdragon 855 Plus and its GPU. It holds up better to me, in my opinion. I got less hiccups on that device than on the Pixel 8 Pro. So when that happens, it's really weird. Like, the device is so nice and it feels great, and it feels like you have the package on the outside of a flagship device, but the internals of a premium mid-range that they're trying to market to you as a flagship. So it's very misleading when it goes to gaming. It's not terrible. I don't think that you're gonna really care once you get going, but like, it could be the difference in you getting those kills on Fortnite or on Genshin Impact and being killed yourself. So when it comes to that, if you're lagging and you're getting pissed off that you can't fight and do all that stuff and win, and just because of lag in general that you're seeing in the games, then it's not really for you. So I would recommend picking up any other device than this to game on. So if you're a gamer, this is not the phone for you, in my opinion. This is not something you should pick it up for. And I'm sorry that this review seems very negative to the Pixel 8 Pro, because the phone's great if you can get it at a good price. That's the key here, is gaming can be alright if you're paying $400, $500, $600 for this phone, or you're getting it on a good deal on your carrier. So yeah, if you can get it on a good deal, fine, it's fine for gaming. It'll do everything you throw at it, of course it will, but there will be jank lags here and there in your whole experience, so just bear that in mind. So for gaming, wishy-washy. If you're a power user, probably don't pick this up, but if you're an everyday user, probably not. It's going to be very negligible to you if you're playing Monopoly Go or Fruit Ninja or Temple Run or Subway Surfers. But if you're somebody who wants to play Fortnite or play Genshin Impact, this may not be the device for you to just pick up solely for that reason. You want the whole other packages that come with this device is the reason why you would pick it up. So it's kind of a go in gaming for me if you're a regular user. All in all, the Pixel 8 Pro is a great looking device. Its build quality leaves nothing to be desired, in my opinion, and that's the best part of the device. The software is supposed to be the main star of the show, which is where it falls flat for me in the experience day to day. As a power user, I just can't use this device daily. It is given to my 9-year-old son. He uses the Pixel 8 Pro because he does play games, but like, he doesn't mind that it lags here and there because he's a kid and he's just happy that he has a flagship device, and it's nice for him, that this is a really amazing phone for him. And I got, like I said earlier, I got it on a flash deal for $400, bought it outright, so I got it for less than half of what it actually cost to purchase this device. So of course I picked it up, and of course I wanted to review it for you guys, but ultimately it's going to stay my son's phone, and I don't really feel like I need to switch to the Pixel 8 Pro and give him my OnePlus 11 or my OnePlus 17 Pro McLaren Edition. I'll use those devices primarily, and he can have this phone, and he's super happy with it. So, like I said, if you're a power user, it's probably not the device for you. But if you're somebody who uses it day to day, can play games here and there, can watch TikToks, YouTube, and browse the web and go on social media, you're not going to be mad about this, because you can get great photos. It may take a second or two to take them and edit them and get a full process, but once it's on your device and you share it, you're gonna be happy with what your results are. You're not really skimping out in the end results of any of it. It's a great device to be using day to day, and most people won't even notice the jank lags that I did, probably because they're not power users. For me, this phone is only a go if you're not a power user and you're somebody who's just a casual phone user and just wants to upgrade and has the chance to do so, and they want a really stock experience. But I would like you guys to give me your opinions and your thoughts. Are you having a better experience with the Pixel 8 Pro than I have? Put that in the comments below. I would love to discuss it, and you tell me your gripes with the phone, or if you don't have any gripes, or if you've just been loving the phone, please tell me. I want to talk to my community. I want to see what they think about the device, what they think about my experience and all that stuff, because I'm telling you my opinion. You can take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt at the end of the day, and if you want to pick it up and spend your hard-earned money on this device and see it for yourself, go ahead and do so. This is just my recommendation from my opinion and how I got to use it when I was using it day to day. If you really liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you disliked it, go ahead and hit the dislike button. If you really liked it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get more content from me. And as always, I'm Miggy the Tech Guy, and I'm out. Peace.